Assalamualaikum and good morning to everyone who watched this video. We want to present about the agriculture smart rain detection in a assessment tree programming language. But before we proceed to the next slide, we will introduce ourselves. First, my name is Siti Nur Fatimah Zahra binti Abdul Rahman, and my partner friend is Nurul Syafiqah Izzati binti Zul Azhar. Before I start the next slide, why we choose agriculture smart rain detection? Because nowadays we've related to latest technology of IR 4.0. The technology has been a compulsory requirement to make the job, and it will benefit the consumer in various living aspect, especially the farmer. With this, we will be able living as to ease the burden of farmers and compete with foreigners in technological investment. Next is let's start with how we do this project. First, I tell about the objective of the project, which is agriculture smart rain detection. The objective of this project is to be an early warning system to make sure the schedule of sparkling was in order. In the objective of the project, we have two. It is problem statement and the solution. Why we use the project is because many people have the same problem statement, which is increased monthly water bill. And the way we solve it is adding smart sensor like the HT11 and soil moisture to monitor the temperature and humidity when it rains. And this can reduce the problem increased monthly water bill. Next, I go to the Shafiqah.
This is the example of sparkling water that the property. So as we discussed with my two project, how to solve
Shafiqah, I cannot hear you.
uh, okay, this is the example of sparkling water that use the groundwater to water and flush the property on the farm. So when I discuss with my partner of this project of the problem, we found that with adding smart sensor like the HT11 and soil moisture sensor, it can help the farmer to increase monthly water bill and water waste. We realized that the reuse of rainwater for home landscaping and agriculture is very needed. Rainwater is a valuable source of water that has new poor quality of water. Climate change and environmental monitoring have received much attention recently among our farmers. They want to update their place by rainfall detection that can help them improve water use. Next, I will briefly explore this project. What I want to explain is if already rainy, no need watering your property. This sensor can detect coming change of rain and adjust your watering schedule accordingly. Additionally, if it does start to rain while the system watering, this sensor can turn off the water flow to prevent water waste. Next, Fatima.
For the input controller and output device, we can see that the block diagram. In this block diagram, we use DHT11 and soil moisture as input. The function of DHT11 is a basic, ultra low cost digital temperature and humidity sensor. For soil moisture is used to measure the volumetric water content of soil. Arduino Uno as a controller, but the platform based on easy to use hardware and software. Arduino Uno is to produce the output that is LED. When the system detects the water of rain, then it will sound as a warning sign. Next is before we enter coding in Arduino Uno, we must make this flowchart because with flowchart we can do coding well. And as shown in this flowchart, is first start, second initiation, third INT moisture, INT LED define the HT level, 4. The DHT11 and soil moisture sensor. 5. Gather sensor data. 6. Checking output. If the coding is correct or yes, it will be proceed to the red time monitoring. And if wrong or no, it will go to the position of the DHT level soil moisture sensor. It is because the value or input are wrong. And the last one is end. Next is source code of project. In this source code we use the as if statements in C programming because it's like another if condition. It's used in a program when if statement having multiple decisions. The basic format of else if statement is if test expression. For else if test expression and execute your code. For else execute your code. But in this coding, we use if and else for the HT11 and soil moisture to produce temperature and humidity. And we use Arduino Uno to coding. Next is serial monitor. Serial monitor is the tether between the computer and Arduino. It lets you send and receive text message. Handy for the debug and also controlling the Arduino from a keyboard. For example, able to send commands from computer to turn on LED. This is serial monitor. We get the output of temperature, humidity, and moisture after the coding in the source code of a successful project. And we can see when the water increase, the moisture value also increase. About the temperature and humidity, it will follow the condition of environment. For example, if environment cold, it will be increased, and if hot, it will decrease. Next is Syafiqah.
Thanks. This is the cost of this project. Sensor, the HT11 and soil moisture sensor. The controller we use Arduino Uno and the input we use
Syafiqah, you're slow. I
okay.
cannot hear.
Next. This is the cost involved for this project. We use two sensors like HT11 and soil moisture sensor. The controller we use Arduino Uno and the output we use LED because it's more cheaper than others output like LCD or buzzer. So the total cost is 50 ringgit and 5 cents. But this total is not including with shipping cost because I buy all of these component on the Shopee and the different seller. Okay, next for conclusion. Um, the conclusion is to increase the crop productivity in our country. It's necessary to integrate technological knowledge. Here is a purpose with IoT technology to make the crop yield better and make our competitiveness stronger whenever it is. By analyzing the soil parameters, the data is collected by the sensor and stored in cloud time and date. Result has shown the system is optimal and accuracy for controlling and maintaining the collected data. Okay, and lastly, I already attach the picture of this project. As you can see, the first picture is when I try an error decoding and it's successful. Then the next project is when I go to my small garden in front of my house to try the soil moisture sensor to make sure the sensor function well. By the way, soil moisture sensor need to put into the ground to see the accurate if has the water, especially to the ground, it will function as well. That's all from my team. I hope this project can has been a compulsory requirement to make the job faster and less human work Of course, especially for a farmer in this country. Thank you.
Thank you for spending your time to listen our present about the agriculture smart rain detection in Earth Assessment 3 programming language.